Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga on Ashley G Wellness. My name is Ashley, and today we are doing a neck and shoulders tension melter. So, enough said. If you have a couple of blocks, feel free to grab them, or anything that you can use to substitute. Couch cushions work, bolsters work, things like that. So, go ahead and grab those things, get comfy, and let's get started. Feel free to close your eyes or gaze at a point out in front of you. And just sit up nice and tall, connecting to your natural breath. Become aware of any sensations you're currently feeling in your body. Chances are, if you stumbled across this video, your neck and shoulders might need a little help. Just notice where you're feeling tense or tight or any pain in your body. Breathing into those places. Notice how you're feeling emotionally, mentally, even spiritually as well. We all come to our yoga practice for different reasons. The fact that you're here means you are taking time to take care of yourself. And this is really, really good. By taking care of yourself first, you allow yourself that space to be filled up before you then go and help others. Feel free to take a full breath in through your nose. And exhale, let it out with a sigh. Release your shoulders down. Inhale again. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Letting it all go. Gently open your eyes. Please begin by grabbing your 2 blocks. Take them to the top of your mat, and then just take this block that's furthest away from you on the tallest setting, and take the one that's closest to you down on the medium setting and long ways toward you. You're just going to take them about this far apart. You might need to adjust when you start to go down, and turn away from your blocks. And then take your hands back behind you and just take your thumbs so that you can adjust the block forward or back if you need to at all. And then just slowly start to lower down and aim this bottom part of the block in between the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Once you're down, take your hands behind your head, especially if you're having neck pain already. You want to just guide your head down. And slowly set your head on the block behind you, and you might again need to adjust where that block is. You want it to be right on the back of your skull. Then from here, take your feet either hip distance or further apart, and then just let your knees fall in toward each other. That's option 1. Option 2 is you can straighten your legs out. And then for today, allow your legs just to relax, either in or out, whichever variation you're doing, and take your arms just outside your mat, palms face up. Starting with this nice, gentle yin posture, known as heart bench. Really helps to open up the front of the torso, up in the chest, pectoral area, which can often be a cause of neck pain and shoulder pain in individuals. So just allow your breath to flow in and out naturally. And just try your best to let the tension melt away with each breath, each exhale. Notice where you're holding on. When you bring your awareness there, try to let go. If your mind starts to wander, that's natural. Just bring it back to the present moment, maybe to your breath, maybe the temperature on your skin, smells or sounds, or even a mantra or an affirmation. Just a little bit longer. And take a full breath in through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently open your eyes. Carefully place your arms down on the floor under your shoulders. Push your elbows down. Gently lift your upper back off of the block. And lift your head. You can also use your hands behind your head. And then bend your knees. Place your hands under your shoulders. And then push up. Then turn. Face your blocks again. You could have your blocks on the tallest setting. Just be aware that they are not as stable when they are on this setting. So do make sure when you place your elbows on the blocks, they are in the exact center. Otherwise, it'll fall over. You could hurt yourself. So I'm recommending you go down onto the medium setting and you want your blocks shoulder distance apart. And then wherever you are, take your elbows to the exact center point of the block. Make sure it's not too far in or out. Same rules apply here. It could fall over. So you want to push down through your elbows, take your palms together, and then walk your knees back. And then push your elbows down, lift your armpits up, and then start to reach your heart down toward the floor. Keep pressing down through your elbows. Then as you lower, you might be able to pull your thumbs toward the nape of your neck, fingertips pointing down toward your hips. Some of you might still have your head hanging and not touching the floor. Others might be forehead on the floor. And if you find this is not enough, you can also use the top of a counter, a vanity, furniture. You can do the same exact thing on the side of a bed or a couch. If you want a little bit more space and height. Take full deep breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. Again, just bringing your awareness into those places that may feel tense and tight. Breathing your awareness there to help the tension melt away just with that awareness. In order to come out, lift your head, push your elbows down, and then pull your thumbs away from you. And then keep pressing your elbows down as you walk your knees in. And then slowly sit up and just set your blocks off to the side. Come into a child's pose, taking your knees wide, toes together. Reach your hips back toward your heels. Either take your forearms down and then just join your palms and drop your head between your arms, or walk your arms out straight. That's option 2. And option 3, egg shape. Take your shoulders on top of your knees, palms point up behind you alongside your legs. And just let your shoulders melt off your back. This is my favorite version of child's pose. Take slow, deep breaths. And take your hands outside your shoulders, under your shoulders, pull your shoulders back, and then slowly lift your head up. Then keep your hips where they are. Just take your left arm forward and to your right, and then start to drop the left side of your torso toward your left knee. And just hold here. Maybe drop your ear to your left arm. Getting into the backs of the shoulders and the armpit area. Breathe slow, deep even. Noticing those places that, again, want to hold on. And with your attention and awareness, allowing them to slowly melt away. From here, you could stay or flip the back of your left hand to the floor, and then just hop your right hand over that hand, and then slide your left arm more off to the right. And then from here, you can lift your hips up, taking your shoulder to the floor and your left ear to the floor. Pull through your left hand all the way toward your shoulder. And then from here, you could walk your right hand forward and to the left, push through your right arm. If you're too close to your right knee or your legs in general, you could bend your right arm and then walk yourself out a little bit further away if you need to. Totally fine. Just be here for a few more breaths. Slow, deep, even. This is revolve child's pose. Walk your right hand back. Gently slide your hips back to your heels and pull your arm out. Just roll that shoulder back a few times. And let's go for the other side. Walk your hands over to your left and then crawl your right fingers forward into the left. And just drop your right shoulder down. You can always even use like a block under your shoulder. Doesn't have to be all the way to the floor. It's always good to just find new and exciting ways to use your props that fit your practice. Again, you could stay here or flip your right palm to face up. Then hop your left arm over your right arm. Just slide your right arm to the left. Lift your hips up. Feel free to take your right shoulder further out in front of you or keep it there. And press your left hip back, right hip forward. Pull with your right arm. Maybe walk your left fingers forward. Push through your left arm, squeezing your shoulder blades gently toward each other, creating spaciousness. And you're spacious and contracting all at the same time. In all of these yoga poses, there's a push and a pull, an inward and an outward. Slowly walk your left arm back, gently lower your hips, and then slide your arm out and roll your right shoulder back a few times. Great. Take your 2 blocks, and a bolster works just as well. You would just put your bolster long ways this way. So what you're going to do is place the block closest to you. You can either go on the taller settings. This depends on how low you're able to get. So you could be like this, or you could be like this. So either is fine. So then you're going to take your knees back behind you, a little further behind your hips. This block is going under your chest. This block is going under your chin. So you could do this without the blocks if you have the flexibility for it, and take yourself all the way down to the floor, totally fine. So to set up, you just walk your hands out in front of you, and then you start to lift your armpits up just like you did in that heart melting pose, and you're gonna reach your sternum toward the floor, toward the block. Now you might find, well, my other block's too far away. Just scoot it in, and then come down. Now, to get a front of neck stretch, try to take your chin to your block and separate your teeth. And just take slow, deep breaths. If you're coming all the way down to the floor, be mindful and aware if there's any discomfort by keeping your chin on the floor. You can always switch it so that your lips are on the floor instead. This is puppy pose. And then if you're here on chin on the floor, just make sure that you are lifting your armpits up the whole time. It's a big, big stretch once you're all the way down. In order to come out, slide your knees back. Oh. Wonderful. Then just make a pillow with your hands and take your head to face one direction. Lift your head up, switch whatever arm was on top to the other arm, and turn your head the other way. Lift your head up. Okay, roll onto your right side. Make sure that you're in one straight line, and this can be a good enough position. You can just rest your ear on your arm. If you want more outer arm stretch or lat stretch, bend your elbow and just rest your head into your hand. Now, the name of the game here is to push down through your right elbow, just a little, and then pull it in toward your right hip. From here, you could stay here. For the purpose of this class, I'm saying just keep your hand on the floor for balance. If you do want an extra challenge, feel free to place your arm along your thigh. But if you're just going for some neck relief, I would suggest keeping your hand down so you don't have to worry so much about that part. Now, notice if you're dipping your chin toward your chest and try to lift it a little bit. So you're creating space between chest and chin, opening here. And then slowly take your hand back down, lower your head to your arm. And roll back to your belly, switch sides. Take your left side down. Same thing, get as long on the left side as you can. Scoot your hips a little forward so everything's in one line. Again, maybe just stay here, ear to arm, or bend your left elbow. Take your hand under your head. Push gently down into your left elbow, creating a little bit of tension in that muscle group in the back of the armpit, because when we release it, it'll help the tension to release as well. Take your chin away from your chest, just lift it a little. And lower your hand, take your head to your arm, and then roll back to your belly. Push yourself up to seated. This next one, we're just gonna sit on our heels. And then take your right arm under your left arm and either hold hold your shoulders, join the backs of your hands, or join your palms. And pull your elbows forward and down as you lift up through your sternum. From here, you're going to lean a little bit to your right while your hips go a little to your left. It's a lot like a crescent. And then lift your chin up and turn your head toward your left, looking gently up and over to your left. Look forward, come back up to center, and switch your arms so your other arm is on the bottom. Either hold shoulders, join backs of hands or palms. These are eagle arms. Lift up through your sternum, move your shoulders back, and lift your chin gently. And again, you're going to lean your hips to your right, torso to your left, and then keep your chin lifting and turn your head up and over to your right. And gently come back up, turn forward, unbind your arms, roll your shoulders back a few times. Okay, have a seat on your bottom, and then take your left hand to the opposite side of your head and your right hand just down on your thigh. Push your head and hand against each other evenly and gently. but gently let your head lean over to your left. Gently, halfway lift your head back up, and then slide this hand to the back right side of your skull. And pull your chin down toward your chest while you keep your head angled off to the left a little. You're aiming for a stretch in the back right side of your neck. And slowly lift your head back up to neutral. Switch sides so your other hand goes to the opposite side of your head. Push your head and hand gently into each other, and then gently pull your head over to your right. Remember to breathe. Try to keep this left shoulder relaxing down, away from your ears. Halfway, lift your head. Slide your hand to the back corner, and then pull your head gently down, getting into that back lateral side of the neck. Gently lift yourself back up. Take your hands down and roll your shoulders back a few more times. Up and back, up and back. And then forward a few times. And then take your arms up over your head and then clasp your elbows. Hold on to your elbows and then pull up on your elbows with your hands and create as much space as possible from your armpits to your elbows. Try not to lift too much on your chest. Lift just as much on your upper back as you do with your sternum. And then you're just going to tip over to one side. Come back up. Tip over to the other side. Back up. Take your arms up and then point your palms away from each other and cross one wrist behind the other and join your palms. Push them into each other as you reach up. If you're not able to reach up this high, you can also just clasp your fingers here. Take the backs of your hands on top of your head or to wherever they go, and just stretch your arms toward the ceiling, or you can go forward and go up as far as they'll go. If you have frozen shoulder, you'll know, and you'll not be able to take your arms all the way up. So just go somewhere along the way. If you're doing the palms together and stretching up, push through your hips, reach up through your fingertips. Press your head back against your arms. And switch sides. Take your other wrist in front. It's the side that'll probably feel more awkward. Push your palms together, reach through your fingertips. And then uncross your hands, and then just bring them down. Roll your shoulders a few times, forward and back. Okay, so go ahead and come down onto your back. Take your arms out like cactus arms. Press your head, shoulders down. Take your legs up in a bent knee position. We're doing Jatara Parivartanasana. This is noted for its ability to help strengthen the shoulder girdle. In order to do that, you must push your shoulders back against the floor strongly. Keep your chin out of your chest and start to take your knees high up towards your right elbow. Pull your knees close to your belly as you take them over toward the right. And then press your left hip away from your left shoulder. Press your left shoulder down into the floor and breathe. Slowly rise back up. Switch sides, take your knees high up over to your left. Try not to let your bottom knee drop. Rotate right hip away from right shoulder. Press your right shoulder back against the floor. Keep your chin away from your chest, keeping that spaciousness on the front of your neck. And gently come back up. Do 2 more. Knees to your right and hold. Knees to your left and hold. Knees to the right. This is also a great abdominal exercise, so it's a win-win, core strength and shoulder girdles. Come back up. Last side, knees to the left. And back up. Place your feet on the floor so your feet are hip distance. Lift and lower your hips. Then take your elbows outside your rib cage. One at a time, walk your shoulders toward your spine. Keep pressing your head, shoulders, and feet down, and lift your chin away from your chest. Again, keeping that space. Lift your hips up. Press the backs of your shoulders down. Grab the outer edges of your mat, and then walk your shoulders in a little further toward each other. Now, push down through your inner feet, lift through your outer hips. Keep that chin lifting. And just hold here. You could go into the deeper version. You can interlace fingers or just stay right here. Slowly come on down. And then let your shoulders come out from underneath you. Just take your arms out to the sides and let your knees rock back and forth, windshield wiper. From inside your legs, grab outside your feet, do a happy baby. Push feet into hands, hands into feet, and gently rock side to side. And with your neck and shoulders, just allow the tension to melt away. If there's still any tension there, just try to focus your attention there and let it go as much as you possibly can in this moment. Slide your hands down to the tops of your ankles, pulling your heels toward your hips. Keep your hands actively holding your legs. Just let your knees go as wide as they'll go and keep your arms straight. Let the force of your legs pushing into your hands also kind of pull you down, sliding your scalp skin up toward the top of your head. And this will actually pull on the back of your neck as well. And just try not to over clench your shoulders, your jaw, back or front of the neck. Just kind of try to relax those places as best as you can. Allowing gravity basically to do this work here. And gently pull your legs back in. Take your arms around your legs. Give yourself a hug. Feel free to make as much space between your legs for your belly as you need. Maybe rock side to side. If you have any final things you'd like to do before you take Savasana, feel free to do that now. Otherwise, come all the way down to rest we'll do 3 minutes. And if you want longer time, make sure you press the off switch on your autoplay on your video player. Thank you all so much for coming to practice today. I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful rest of your day.